look inside the Emerging Artist Program. CherryArts, the Denver-based nonprofit that produces the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, believes in two fundamental things. Access to art is for everyone. Artists are essential. For 2 decades, the Emerging Artist Program has provided support for artists who are in the early stages of their career. Artists engage in workshops and mentoring that prepare them for exhibition at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. CherryArts expanded the program to include direct financial support with an unrestricted grant of $5,000 for each artist to further inspire and support them in their creative practice. The emerging artists are among 250 other artists exhibiting their work at the festival, one of the largest and most competitive art shows in the United States.
I felt cared for, invested in, supported, not only financially, but just people who've been available to me, answered any questions, really made me feel like I belong. It's been really sweet. I'm getting a little emotional, but I'll miss it.
My name is Giulio D'Amore. I am a furniture lighting designer maker. A little bit about the process. I have here some veneer, as you can see. It's really thin and I can bend it and twist it. This is 1/18 of an inch, just so you have an idea. There are about 16 layers of this to create a piece that looks like this. This is just a prototype. This is kind of the final piece. It's organic and maybe even sexy. I've been looking to become a full-time artist for quite some time now. I've been in the service industry for 15 years. If I didn't have this grant, I don't know if I would have been able to participate in the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. I have put so much investment into creating these pieces, so I'm looking forward to it, but I'm hoping for a positive outcome. I'm most nervous about seeing how people react with the work that I've done.
15 years ago, I had cancer, and I remember there's this moment where you're like, I didn't do it. I never did the thing. I just got my own studio, so that was it. So that was right after COVID, and I've been doing it now since then. My name's Annie Anderson. I live in Portland, Maine, and I mostly work large format on paper. Besides an artist, I am a mom. I have 3 boys. My youngest just left home. I'm inspired by a lot of fashion. It could be a pose in a magazine or a runway show, the colors, or a pattern I see on a vintage sweater. So I used my grant funds, I've used them on framing my work. I've never seen my work framed before. Being able to frame a big group of them and see them with that kind of, presentation was just really exciting. I'm nervous, but I'm excited to have the chance to share my work with people. I just hope people respond to it. Like standing there in the booth, having people walk by it, that's sort of nerve-wracking to me.
I've been doing a lot of cloud paintings. I feel like a main theme in all my work is the idea of time. Clouds are kind of a good way to express the passage of time. But yeah, this one will be for sale. It was pretty fun to make also. Hi, I'm Phoebe. I'm an oil-based painter. I use a lot of vibrant colors. I take shapes from the natural world and the environment. I've had to wrap my head around creating artwork to sell versus creating artwork for assignments in class. I think when COVID happened, I spent almost every day painting. So right now I go to the Rhode Island School of Design. It's been really nice to have all the resources. Leading up to the Cherry Creek Art Festival, I'm super excited. I'm probably most nervous about setting up my booth. I've never actually had the opportunity to set up and display my work. It'll be super special to have so many people who love art in the same place because we're all there for the same reason.
My name is Emilia Elam. I started pottery or working with clay at a very young age. I really loved it from the very beginning. I make all functional pottery thrown on the wheel. My process from start to finish is all handmade, and all of my stencils are all custom made and custom designed, and so every piece is absolutely unique. I've worked for the last almost 14 years as a mental health therapist. This has been my first year of working really mostly full-time. I'm teaching and making art. I think the turning point for me was really just a moment, kind of like an aha moment of saying like, no, I need something different, and my children and my family certainly deserve to have a mom that feels balanced and is working towards the things that feel more me. I've gained some really wonderful insight into the business of art. I have really valued the workshops that we've had with professional artists to really give me that insight of how to sustain kind of making art and living off of art. How am I feeling leading up to the festival? I think I'm maybe having a little bit of like imposter syndrome. I feel a little nervous just about having to kind of display everything and really like sales. Sales is just, it's hard for me, that business side of it. I'm excited to hopefully like make some connections with people and hopefully sell some pots in the process.
My name is Adam Anglin, and I am a fine artist. The kind of art that I'm making in this season is sort of a weird mix between landscape and what somebody might say is like abstract. I think of it as like color field work, but it's really an interaction between two worlds. It's kind of how I think of it. There's like synthetic forms, and then there's like natural or organic. And the hope of my work is to kind of see how these things create tension, but also create harmony. All of my work starts on the computer. My background is in design, so it's where I'm most comfortable. My kind of official job has been being a worship and arts pastor. That's what I've done for the last 15 years. Seeing how all things that are designed, all things that are created, really have this great cosmic connection. Yeah, I've been preparing for the Cherry Creek Arts Festival for probably the last 3 months, really and truly. I think I'm feeling pretty good, which I think a couple weeks ago I would have said pretty terrible. And I think now I'm actually nervous that I feel good. Through this process, a big takeaway for me has been believing in my work, which I think as an artist is like so sometimes impossible to do. I've gone to the Cherry Creek Arts Festival throughout the years, and like at no point attending was I like, I could be here.
I use vinyl stencils that are all custom designed and made. The day's here, oh my goodness, I'm so excited and nervous. All of my pieces came out really well. I'm really pleased with how things are. I've already made a handful of sales just here in the 30 minutes.
Welcome to my booth. Here you can see my sculptures. Really fun setup yesterday. Things were a little bit stressful. I'm feeling super excited, a little nervous, but it's only been a couple hours and I've gotten a lot of interest.
I'm feeling super pumped and excited. It's just so nice to have people come and talk to me about my work. The setup was really good. It took a long time. I don't know how people do this by themselves. I had my parents here to help, luckily. It's so nice to finally meet the other emerging artists.
I love that you had that story in your life, yeah, because that is kind of what how they have become more meaningful to me. I'm excited, yeah, I'm really excited. It's great. The two I did special for Cherry Creek are these. This is Cherry Girl #1. She's got her little Western cherries, and then these are the unframed pieces, but here is Cherry Girl #2.
I am feeling great about the booth. I'm kind of exhausted, but I'm excited to be here. I sold a painting already, which is amazing. People have been super interested in the Emerging Artists program, so it's just been great.
I think things went well. I made 2 sales. I had an interaction with a person that came in and right off the bat pointed at the piece that she wanted and said, I want to buy this. And it caught me by surprise. Getting those sales kind of just felt so good. You know, after all this hard work, having interior designers and architects see my work and connect with them is something that I wouldn't have been able to do it anywhere else. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity.
I absolutely think it was a success. Just from the start to the end, everything, even all of the pre-show things that we did, the workshops and just connecting with the other emerging artists, all of that stuff was just such a wonderful experience. Sales were great. I really sold the majority of all of my work, which, wow, just like far exceeded any hope or expectation that I had. And I'm just really grateful to have been invited and had the opportunity.
I've just learned like so many things that I wouldn't even have expected to learn. How to sell my work, market it to people, you know, setting up like a booth to make the artwork look presentable, and people stopping by and telling me like that I have talent is just like so cool. I sold a couple small guys, and then also this one was a really big sale for me. I've learned a lot about myself as an artist the past couple of days.
I did sell a few of the larger ones unframed and one of my favorite ones framed, and those will really help me out paying for my studio this year. I had a woman who came through who was maybe in her 70s, and she was a watercolorist and was just kind of really focusing on trying to work on her art. She said before she runs out of time, and she was really excited to see my watercolor works and to see how I was doing watercolor in a way she never thought about before. And she left and then came back and bought one of them, and then she just wanted to take my picture and she wanted to give me a hug, and she was like, thank you so much, you just inspired me. And that was really meaningful to me. My most memorable moment of the festival was when I sold the large one framed. I just loved that it was going to be in their lives, and that like this something I created was going to have a life here in Denver.
I'm actually doing a solo show later this year, and that came out of doing the festival. My first real sale of the day was a gentleman who kind of pulled me aside, asked me about a piece. As I started just explaining my background on the piece and like what I love about it, he like just started crying, which like totally caught me off guard. But then immediately he was like, I want to buy this piece. I think this just gave me a vision for what it could look like to pursue fine art in this way. Anytime you went up to another artist or talked to another artist or said, hey, I'm in the Emerging Artist program, it was like this really warm kind of reception. It may seem silly, but you hear of like the imposter syndrome thing, and When you're making your work, it's such a lonely experience. You've committed so much of your life to it, and then you're kind of like, here it is to everyone. I think the most valuable thing that I've learned in this process has been to really trust my work and to believe in it and to know that it's good. To meet the other emerging artists was really great. They're really accomplished artists, and yet we're all kind of walking into this space really unsure. So you get to kind of share in that. There's a weird little bond that can happen.
People really admired what I'm doing, and I feel like it was a testament that I'm in the right track.
I think I've learned like, oh, maybe I do have what it takes to do this full time.
For everyone that might walk by my work and not notice it, there's going to be somebody who comes in and sees exactly what I'm doing, and it will resonate with them.
I just want to thank everyone that was involved. It was just like so incredible to be a part of something like this.